I want to show you a quick workflow that I've been using for a little while, and it's called smartcrop. And basically what it does, let me open it and I'll show you. So it uses a automated workflow, which is basically macOS's way of automating tasks. So I've got this script here, this shell script that runs, basically it finds an image that you've selected in Finder, and I have one right here on my desktop. And it basically runs some parameters through a JavaScript file, and then it will output everything that I've defined in this script. That's really useful if, say, you want to create images for a social media campaign based off of maybe a master image, for instance. So you can define as many images as you want. Right here, you define the width and the height, and basically the compression quality here, and then you give it a file name. So I've called it the original file name, and then I've added some extra stuff here to make sure that it's easy to identify what image is what. And that's basically it. So some things you need before this will work, obviously. You want to make sure you're up to date with your NPM, and then you want to make sure that you have the right smartcrop-cli, the right version of this installed. So to do that, you do npm install -g for global, and then smartcrop-cli, hit enter. That'll install the latest version of smartcrop-cli. You might see some warnings in the terminal, but just ignore that, it should still work. So then at the bottom there it says updated, so I know that it's the latest package. And then to get this working, all you do is you right click a file, in this case an image in Finder, go down to services, hit smartcrop. And what you'll see is this little toggle here that shows you Automator is doing its stuff. And then there I can see the output. So these are all files based off of this one image. And basically the magic in smartcrop is that it will try to identify the focal point of the image, and it will crop around the focal point. So let me show you the original image. The original image is of my gorgeous old dog, Maya. She was a Jack Russell. You can see there that the focal point is pretty clearly her face. The rest of the image is sort of bokeh out and in the background. So let's just go over and see the output of the images. So that one's pretty dead on. That one's quite cool. I would have probably cropped it a little bit higher up, but never mind. That one's a good crop, I think. That one's a nice one. Again, I probably would have cropped so that her face is a little bit more central, but that's pretty good. And that's just a larger version. And as you can see, the quality of the color is slightly different. And that's because the output is basically in, I think, sRGB. So it's web friendly, whereas this version is definitely not web friendly. This is in a different color space that's probably linked to my camera. So that's why the colors are a little bit more richer in this photo as opposed to these ones, which is more friendly for the web and everyone else's monitor. So yeah, that's just a quick overview of smartcrop. As I say, it's very useful if you want to basically automate cropping of images based on a master image. So if you want to output a lot of similar images, maybe different resolutions or maybe even file formats, this is a super fast way of basically automating that and making everything a little bit more simpler.